It was a madhouse at the office that day. We were doing the year-end paperwork. Everything had to be done by midnight. I showed up at 8 a.m. and had been working like a dog all day. At 6:15, I still hadn't eaten anything. I was starving. I ducked out of the office to grab some dinner. Unfortunately, the only restaurant nearby was one of those all-you-can-eat places. $10.99 for a meal I had to eat in 5 minutes. But I was in a hurry, so I just paid the cashier and ran through the buffet. I threw a few measly items onto my plate, a lump of cottage cheese, a dinner roll, a few carrot sticks, and a wedge of cantaloupe. Just as I sat down to eat, my phone went off. It was my boss, who said they needed me back at work immediately. He told me to pack up my dinner and bring it back with me. I said I'd be right there and hung up. "Excuse me," I said to a passing waitress, "could you get me a doggy bag or something? I have to leave right away." No, I can't," she told me. "What? Why not?" She pointed to a sign on the wall which read, "All you can eat means all you can eat here in our establishment. No sharing of meals and no take-home orders. Thank you, the management." "Yes, I can see that," I said, "but don't you think you could make an exception?" "I'd like to," the waitress replied with a shrug, "but—" and then she gestured to the sign. "All you can eat means all you can eat here in our establishment. No sharing of meals and no take-home orders. Thank you, the management." A moment later, up walked a balding man with thick glasses and a crooked name tag. "Hi, I'm Phil, the manager. Can I help you?" "Yes, Phil, perhaps you can. You see, I just laid out $11 for this little plate of food. I'm not complaining. It's just that now I have to go back to work and I don't have time to eat it here. So if you could just bend the rules a little and let me take this with me, I can get some nourishment without losing my job, and you'll have made a tidy little profit off me, okay?" Phil simply smiled, pointed to the sign, and read it out loud as if I couldn't read. "All you can eat means all you can eat here in our establishment. No sharing of meals and no take-home orders. Thank you, the management." "I appreciate that, Phil," I said, desperately attempting to remain polite. And while I tried to reason with him, Phil nodded and smiled as if he really understood where I was coming from. And when I was finished talking, he once again pointed at the sign. "All you can eat means all you can eat here in our establishment. No sharing of meals and no take-home orders. Thank you, the management." "Okay, Phil, you win," I said, picking up my plate. I started scarfing all the food down. The cottage cheese, the dinner roll, the carrots and cantaloupe. I shoved it all in without bothering to chew any of it, after which I stuck a finger down my throat and threw it all back up onto the table. Then I grabbed my plate and headed back to the buffet. I loaded it up with pasta and kiwi fruit, kidney beans, and raspberry jello. I ate it all right there, and just as quickly I gagged myself and brought it right back up and onto the carpet. The other customers were horrified. One woman screamed, several others just got up and walked out. The manager came over and tried to pull the plate out of my hands. I grabbed him by the throat. "Back off, Phil," I growled. "All I can eat means all I can eat here in your establishment. I'm not sharing, and I'm not taking it home. It doesn't say anything up there about not vomiting it up between trips to the buffet. And if you ever try touching me again, Phil, you're going to draw back a bloody stump. Thank you, the customer." With that, I pushed him to the floor and started to heap food onto my plate once again. Phil quickly scrambled to his feet and I called out to one of the waitresses, "Debbie, could you please get this gentleman a doggy bag?"